All right. What's up, everybody? Let's see if we are live. Actually, first, let me change it to the screen here. I'm using this one. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Nope, I think we're back. Have my AirPods connected to two different places at once. But we should be good now. Let me go double check and make sure that the YouTube stream is working as well. Let me go double check and make sure that the YouTube stream is working as well. People always say the audio is low, and I'm like, how? I literally turn it all the way up on my phone, and it sounds like perfectly fine. Maybe you guys are just deaf. Be sure to like and retweet. I know that's right. If you are on here on the X live stream, yes, please do like and repost this charting session. It will be recorded and saved onto the X profile as well onto the YouTube channel. But for the ones that have other obligations right now, whether they are working, watching football, whatever it may be, if they want to watch this charting session later on tonight or tomorrow morning before next market open, they can watch the recording of the session. So the more people that like and repost it, it'll be easier to find later on. Also on the YouTube side, I believe we just hit 2,000 subscribers. So love and appreciate everybody who is showing support over on the YouTube side. If you have not gone over to my YouTube channel, hit the link tree that is in my X bio and go down to my social media page for YouTube and go give it a like and subscribe over there. Getting a website built right now, so soon that link tree and the whole WAP store link and everything, all of that's gonna go away for the time being, and I'm just gonna have my own website link, and from there it will then be able to have everything in one place. And when you click on it, it will take you to the right locations. So getting that done right now. I need to go over. Remind me later. I need to go over to my Google Drive and see if the mastermind recording is finally done. Let's see. Nope, it's still being processed. Still waiting for the recording to process in the Google Drive. It uploaded like, I don't know, freaking 14 hours ago. Still waiting for it to be completely done, I guess. Looks like we had a gap up overnight. All right, let's start looking at some charts. Start looking at some charts. What charts you guys looking at this week? Because I haven't looked at shit yet. We're doing this here live. I am not going to show you charts that I'm looking to trade this week. We're gonna find this out together. Yeah, I haven't looked at shit yet, so we're gonna go through this watch list, and I'm gonna see which things that I like, which things are setting up and that look good. So let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Meow. Dun, 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 dun. She can smile. All right, let's see. So it looks like first up, honestly, is RDDT, and that's just because I was recently looking at this when I was teaching in the mastermind class. Was going over some flow, and I saw some flow on some 250 calls, a little farther out expiration for these 250 strike price call options. The chart actually looks pretty good, so I'm actually going to be looking at that right now as well. I'm old and deaf. Like to stream, peep, let's go. Sunday night football, Saturday night live is so much more important. That's right. That is right, my friend. Seeing 900 million inputs on RGTI. Yeah. Quantum is getting its balls kicked right now. So, anyways, not RGTI, Jesus. RDDT has a gap to fill upside if it starts pushing back above 218.3. So I have an alert set that's right there. But this name, as of right now, looking very, very nice. Oh, look, it had a nice little, looks like there's a head and shoulders somewhere in there on the daily. And just played it out to the downside. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That was nice. Weekly, getting a nice potential Morningstar reversal after retesting this same low from August. And the 21 EMA on the weekly looking good. So I really like this candlestick setup off that area of support. And then again, the daily does have a gap to fill upside. So I have an alert set for 218.3 on Reddit. If it does pull back down underneath 210, closer down to 208, 209, I'm going to look to get an entry in there with the daily candle close underneath the daily 9, which is going to be currently around 204, 205, most likely. So looking at that, the flow on those Reddits were 250. God, where did my stream go? Let me put this over there because I don't really need to look at the internals right now. The flow on Reddit is for 250 calls for 11/7/2025. So November 7th, 2025, on Friday, starting at 1 p.m. There was an unusual order that came in where someone bought 2,001 of those 250 calls for November 7th. It was a sweep at the ask for 6.29, so around 630 on the premiums. They spent 1.26 million on the calls. And if you isolate that contract, there's no sells on Friday either for RDDT. And then there was 3 more buys after it, all sweeps, 100 sides, 105, 102, smaller orders anywhere from 69, 70, 73, and 74.4 on Reddit. So total premium is about $1.5 million on Friday on those RDDT 250s for November 7th. So looking pretty decent here on the 4-hour. If it starts to get a move back up here, go fill that gap fill. It starts to get some daily and weekly closes over 225. It does look pretty good. Let's see if we can get that continuation, So gap fill, and then if it gets, that nice breaking base over top of that, get the move higher, blah, blah, blah. But eventually, maybe work its way up near that 250. So I really like the weekly chart on this name here. So keep an eye on our DDT. I'm going to go ahead and get a screenshot of that. Let's go to Apple. Why is my multi-time frame squeeze not in the top right corner? How did I forget to add the best indicator of all time? All right. Apple looking freaking sexy. Also need to put in price action concepts as well. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to unclick one of them. I don't need internal buy and sell activity. You can take that off. Thank you, thank you. All right. Let's go down the list. Amazonian. Looking like a solid kind of, cup and handle. Do have a squeeze here. It's moving to the downside right now just because of these lower highs. Go to the daily. Looks like it could be trying to break out of that right now. It's holding this base right here. This base right here from the August low dip. That's where it just bounced at right now. It's trying to break out of this trend line right now. So if it gets to move up near 227, 228, could see the rejection right along there. But above that, it's really good to go back up to the mid 230s, potential 240s. It is in a squeeze on the daily that has not flipped bullish yet, but the MACD is bullish. RSI is also saying bullish as well. So waiting on number 3 here to flip bullish. So Amazonian looking, dadgummit TradingView, why the hell do you do that? Anyone else's TradingView do that when you're sliding back and forth the magic mouse? Screenshot that. So Amazon looks pretty good. Daily squeeze, if it can get a continuation move upside above 227, 228, breaking base above that looks great. If it does reject, it could come back down, retest this area, not trying to make another bull case, but if it did pull back down underneath 220 down to 218 and bounce, consolidate, start to curl back up, it would create an inverse head and shoulders by that point as well. So if it doesn't break out here on this test and it does reject and pull back down, it could bounce around 218, 220, curl back up, and when it retests it again, that would be your neckline when it creates this inverted right shoulder. Oh, and that can set it up higher. So Amazonian looking spicy. Tesla, Tesla's in a squeeze here on the daily. I'm not too concerned with Tessie, but higher for longer. I want to see Tesla go to 500 eventually. So look at the 4-hour. Yeah, Tesla. That's why I'm not really concerned with Tesla, just because it is just kind of back and forth overall. It takes dips down underneath 420. They sweep them. It goes back up, tries to break above 450, 460. They slam it back down. And right back here in the middle, $15, $20 in both directions, always coming back into this midpoint. So not too concerned with Tessie, but I do want to see a move higher. So if we can start getting a daily close or weekly close back above 450, up near 460, I think that looks very, very good for Tesla. NVIDIA, as always, is looking fairly decent. Weekly close very, very strong. Nice green hammer right off the 9. It is holding some higher lows. kind of in this range right now. So see if it can go up and at least test that equal high near 195 and break above that, 200 cycle level just above it, make a higher high. Pulls back down, see if maybe it comes back down to the 190, 186 area, bounces, puts in that higher low, continues. So weekly is looking good. Daily, here's kind of that overall little channel that I'd be watching right here. So looking good. It's in a daily squeeze as of right now. It is moving to the downside. It's fighting for its life to hold daily candles above 180, and it's doing a very, very great job of doing that. So for NVIDIA, if it starts to get a move back above 188, 190, I think that could be very good for a move to go back up and test those equal highs near 195 and then go see new highs at 200 cycle level. If it rejects around that 188, 190 and pulls back down, loses the daily EMAs, I'd say there's a really good chance of it just coming straight back down to 180, just like it keeps on doing right here, and then seeing if they still hold. I think if that does give out, that could be probably an easy $10 drop straight down to 170. But as of right now, buyers are stepping in, defending when they need to, and still holding it above that 180. So still looking good. AMD, absolutely fucking fantastic. I think AMD's over like 260 right now in the after hours session. I paper handed some some AMD 250 calls, and with time on them too. And yeah, they're definitely in the money. Now they're deeper in the money, and they're probably going to be up like 1,000%. So AMD's still on the rocket ship. Meta's an interesting one here. It's trying to get this curl back upside. It is in a daily squeeze. It did just flip bullish. That is a very good sign. I really like the hold down there and the sweep under 700 and the pop back up here. It just needs to start getting a move back above this 740, 750 area. So this starts to get that move above that area right there. It does look pretty good to get that continuation upside. Weekly candles. So the only issue that I have with it is if it fails to push back above this 748 area, probably close to 750, you could have a potential head and shoulders. So you have that high there, pulls back down. If it pops back up, if it rejects that same spot over here from Monday, June 30th, and pulls back down, if it does that same right here, you could have a potential, again, head and shoulders. Neckline is going to be down here, just underneath, 700 down to 690. So keep that on watch. It has not rejected yet and curled back down and made that shoulder. So obviously this is just, just potential speculation, but definitely something to keep in mind on the back burner for Meta. But as of right now, the daily does look good. It is just coming up right here. You see the highlighted red zone to that area of resistance. It needs to clear and break above that, not create that right shoulder like it did over here. We do not want to see that curve down right here. We do not want to see that again, that rejection over here. You do not want to see that happen when it's tested right over here, because if it does, then that's going to create your shoulder. So as of right now, it's in a daily squeeze moving up. So see if it can break through that resistance and not create that shoulder and then continue higher. So that does look good right here on Meta. Googly Doogly, just new highs, and I took 260s in the money for like 125% on Friday. That was fun. MU still looking good. ARM, interesting. ARM is trying. This looks like a giant inverse head and shoulders. Huge freaking resistance as of right now. Just right up in this area. Seems like it can't get over. Risk to reward looks great to go short. It's not the best candle right there. It does look like it tried to, break out of it, hit the resistance, pulling back now. Weekly squeeze as of right now. Everything's still bullish. It is kind of going flat. Definitely something to keep on watch. DraftKings is retesting this daily low down here. I really like DraftKings every single time it takes a dip down below 33, going down closer to that 32 area. So I'm currently adding some calls on Friday session on this big red candle downside and some $35 calls. So looking for this area to hold and then get the bounce back up here. It is just playing ping pong back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So every single time it's going to take this dip and come down here, I'm absolutely just going to try calls every single time. I do have equity in DraftKings, and I would absolutely be adding more equity on any dips down closer to 30 bucks and even under 30 if it does back down here near these lows in the 20s. Be easy money to start looking to sell premium. I sold 31.5 cash secured puts last week, and they were for Friday expiration, and they expired Friday for full profit, 100%. No trims, no nothing, just from start to finish. Just sold the cash secured puts, held them all week, and then they expired on Friday for 100%. So I'll keep on selling cash secured puts and cover calls and running the wheel the longer that it continues to bounce at these low 30s and popping back up to the mid 30s every single time until proven otherwise. So for DraftKings, again, I am in calls right now off of this low down here, just looking for the bounce straight back up to go back above 34.4 to go to 35, get those 35s in the money, and then come back up and hit this daily 21 potentially. Closer to 36. If it starts to get daily candle closes above 36, I think that's a very good sign. But as of right now, weekly candles after that huge knife down, just kind of stuck between these two areas. So that is currently what I am in and looking at on DraftKings. The P. Diddy stock, yes, that should be on the watch list. I think you're just getting ahead of me, but it should, yeah, it's down here. This is my small watch list, believe it or not. This is my small one. My Weeble watch list is like 265 or 256. This is my small watch list that we're looking at right now. So what's this? RBRK, daily rejections. Looks like shit. Weekly squeeze, moving to the downside. I mean, retesting an area of support, but definitely doesn't look good. Could be an inverted cup and handle right there as well. So keep rubric on watch. If it starts to come back down underneath 75, get to move down to 72. Underneath 72, 70 bucks. It's no bueno. PayPal, Jesus. Yeah, this is all from the mastermind class. This was just showing how I have these two zones on PayPal. It's pretty clear kind of on where it's at. So every time PayPal takes that dip down to here, looks good for a buy. Every time PayPal takes this rejection, looks good for a sell. And it's just ping ponging that shit back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then it ripped all the way up and it came straight back down. And then it bounced and went back up, and then same shit. So PayPal is in a weekly squeeze. Here are those candles of this thing absolutely consolidating sideways. It really tried to get that huge breakout here, and they slammed it straight back down. So PayPal is in a weekly squeeze during this consolidation. So definitely keep this name on watch. Overall, with that giant red candle right there, I'd say you can articulate a bear flag. I'm not seeing too much. Yeah, so just watch PayPal. The main two things I would mark would be 7150 area. Starts to get daily close above that. Looks fantastic. For the low side, I would just probably mark 65 bucks. Starts to get daily closes underneath that. No bueno, probably going to get that bear flag breakdown. So keep an eye on the Poo Pals. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert on both sides for that. UNH chilling up here, looking decent, holding daily EMAs. Nothing too interesting here. JPM shorts played out to the downside. It's just back testing daily EMAs right now. Bounced off the weekly 21. Nothing too interesting there. XYZ is doing what XYZ is still doing. It is just in a giant freaking cup and handle of consolidation right here. And it cannot, it looks like PayPal just more bullish. And it can just not break this freaking consolidation right here. So keep XYZ on watch as well. Marker around 71, marker around 82. Play ping pong back and forth until you start getting a daily, consecutive days or weekly candle closes above one of those two areas to get that breakout. Wells Fargo still looking really good on the larger time frame. Nothing there. BAC still looks really good. Morgan Stanley looks very good. Datadog. Looks like lower high rejection potentially. Yeah, almost lined up perfectly right there. But bounced right off the 50% retracement. Popped right back up here, hit that trend line. So if it loses, most likely the 382, which is right across the middle around 153, come back down, hit that big support at 150 psych level underneath 150 on Datadog. Looks no bueno. Here's your 4 hour. Here we go. I can kind of pinpoint that a little bit better. I could probably just run this right here. Here we go. There we go. So yeah, back underneath 150 when it breaks that trend line, no bueno. So keep that DDOG on watch for potential downside. I'm gonna set an alert for a 156 break to keep that on watch for downside, and a 160 break for upside to keep that on watch. Visa, oh my god, this piece of shit. This thing just doesn't go anywhere. Ping pong, back and forth still. Straight ping pong. Look at this weekly chart. Goodness gracious. It has been in a squeeze since July. Like, freaking do something. Like, just do something. I mean, it's putting in a base, and it continues to just keep looking bullish, but it just will not freaking go anywhere. Not interested. UPS, nice balance off the lows, back up near the same highs right up here. Still needs to clear above this area here for any kind of continuation. Clear resistance that it's rejecting right now, but back above daily moving averages. So still keeping that on watch. Palantir has been another one. This one is in some daily consolidation. Do have this nice dip down here, kept this base, got the squeeze upside that fired right here on September 16th and got the push. It is now in another squeeze on the daily. It's been in this thing since October 9th, so we're coming up on like 2 freaking weeks of this thing in a squeeze. Hence why Palantir is just in this box. So mark down near 170. I mean, highs up there near 190. This is kind of just the overall box that it's in. So keep Palantir on watch between those two. I do like Palantir for continuation upside. Hood, nice weekly candle, retesting, popping back up higher. Crowd is still looking fantastic. New all-time highs. Shopify looking fantastic. SPY and Qs, not really interested in charting SPY or QQQ. I don't really think there's any need to right now. We just made another new all-time high. Nothing significant. Just, I mean, watch 675, 674, break underneath that, come back down to 670, and then 667 continues to, you know, take out previous day highs, and you just go to new all-time highs. I think SPY and Qs most likely are gapping up overnight with futures, so not really interested in looking at SPY, Qs, or IWM tonight, honestly. JD, yeah, we're gonna look at JD as well. Appreciate you, Liv. TTD, I think still looks very, very good. You have this potential inverse head and shoulders still setting up here, looking fantastic. Have your neckline of resistance right up here, and then huge gap fill on the daily all the way up there. It's absolutely insane. So still looking pretty good on the TTDs. You can also hit this trend line here if you hit the low of the head, hit the shoulder here. Watch that. If you put the support where that left shoulder is, it's going to line up perfectly around that $50 cycle level. So looking for potential bounce play on the TTD support holding in here, and then see if it can get that move back up to there and then start entering into that gap. So looking good. It isn't a daily squeeze as of right now. Bars are starting to pull back down and go to the neutral level. MACD it's been positive for a freaking minute since August. You got bullish divergence on the RSI, just tending to go higher, but overall still looking flat, but I like the chart structure still overall that's holding. HIMS, I think HIMS is going to come down to 45, and if it does, I'm absolutely looking for intraday longs off of that. Your daily 200 EMA is right about right here, so I would expect that bounce and then go back up to 47 and potentially 50, and then get smacked. But if it does break 45, I think it's going to end up instantly coming straight down to 41.40. I'm going to 100% be longing HIMS down there near 41.40 bucks. So keep that one on watch as well. It isn't a weekly squeeze that is moving to the downside. It's got some nasty weekly candle rejections that have been pushing it down. You do have this trend line here that it is holding perfectly from the previous session. So as long as it continues to hold the trend line, I mean, it looks fantastic. But if it breaks underneath that trend line, they sweep it down, hit 45, start buying it back up, I'm going to take calls and just take that retracement straight back up closer to 50. But if it does break underneath 45, no bounce, and now we're breaking that trend line, and they're not trying to sweep it back up and push it higher, I think it's going to be an instant $5 drop, $4 or $5 drop. So definitely keep HIMS on watch. Pepsi also has this potential inverse kind of head and shoulders. Looking good overall. Just hit an area of resistance, as did KO. Took those calls for 200 and something percent, 225%. Walmart looking like a daily bull flag as of right now. I think if it gets any kind of dip down near 105, it's going to be a really, really good bounce area. It's where the daily 21 is. It's its previous highs over here that it kept rejecting. We finally broke through it, retest. I think it's going to line up perfectly. So I'm actually going to set an alert for 105 for a potential bounce play on Walmart. Oh, that worked out beautifully. What is that? CCL. Look at that. Nice breakdown. Came right into the zone. Bounced it. Retested it. Yeah. Nice. So that one already played out. Not really too interested in these bad boys. American Airlines coming up to $14 resistance. If it starts to break above that, looking pretty good. Delta just making higher high, higher lows. I think every time it dips back down, it just looks like a good long. It's just, I think it's very clear. And then there's another one. And then dip back down, and then push back up, and dip back down, push back up. It's just literally just doing that over and over again. So UAL looks like shit, nothing there. Rivian, never gonna talk bad about Rivian. Do the same thing that I was just talking about with DraftKings. I've been doing it with Rivian every single time it dips under 12. Cash secured puts and selling covered calls. So every time it gets down to 12, I get very, very interested. Every time it pushes back up over 15, going for $16, I get very, very interested. And I just play those two back and forth. So I do own Rivian overall. I think my cost basis is $12.40 or 50 cents. So every time it gets underneath my cost basis and goes down near 12 bucks, I sell some cash secured puts around usually 11. Been doing that for just the last little bit, not too long. This was one of the second times that I recently did it. I was up here, and then it pops all the way up here, gets to 15, 16, starts to reject, sell some cover calls, 17 or 18s, and then it pulls straight back down, let those expire, comes back down to 13, start looking to sell some 11 cash secured puts and just keep doing that over and over again. It is in a weekly squeeze as of right now. It's been in one since September 2nd. MACD is bearish. RSI hasn't been really overextended or overbought, or oversold in either direction. Squeeze as of right now is trying to move to the upside. It did just get a red bar, which is no bueno, and that is because it just back tested all of these weekly EMAs right here and got slapped. So Rivian not looking too hot, but it's right at 13, so there's nothing really here for me. FedEx has been in a squeeze for a minute. I'm debating on whether this is going to rip upside or if this is just a giant bear flag right here, that it is just consolidating it. So it has been in this weekly squeeze since July, but RSI is moving higher. MACD has been bullish for some time, but I can't help but notice that this does kind of look like a bear flag. So if it starts to get a move back above, 250s, I think it can, invalidate that, start pushing up higher. But until then, nah. Beautiful trend line balance right there. I mean, that couldn't have been more of a perfect buy than anything. I should have longed FedEx right there, especially with UPS. I mean, that trend line bounce right here off these lows, I mean, that's freaking beautiful. So, and then it just has this heavy resistance up here near these highs. So, and then it has this zone right here as well. So If it does start to break out of the top of the bear flag right here, get that push above 250, most likely can go to that 270 after that, 300 in those previous highs. So in a perfect world, that squeeze can fire upside and invalidate this potential bear flag that I'm seeing. Or it rejects and, breaks this trend line, the bear flag plays out and the squeeze sends it down. So that's always an option too, but I'd rather see it go upside. Nothing on Oxy, nothing on XOM. XOM looks decent, but still choppy. The P. Diddy stock, PDD, I think looks absolutely fantastic right here. So if you go to higher time frame, right here on PDD, I think this looks amazing. So you have this nice rounded bottom right here, and then it put in this nice base down here just underneath 100. Put in this really nice base. And then it has this resistance right up here that it kept on rejecting. And then you had 1, 2, 3 lower highs. Fourth test right here, really, really nice green body. Fifth one right here just closed over top of that zone. So I would like to see the P. Diddy stock get a move up to here. So I am currently in call swings on PDD. I think this looks absolutely fantastic. I'm actually going to send a tweet out right now. With the P. Diddy stock. Two-factor authentication. What do you mean incorrect code? Oh, it is the incorrect code. That's my bad. There we go. My bad. Let's go see downloads. There we go. P. Diddy. What is that chart? That's the monthly chart. Is my emoji button working? Oh, it does work on here. We all love rounded bottoms, don't we? Or highs, potential breakout. Targets. Are 150, 153, 160, 165. Post. All right. You should see a post on my X page now. And it has that monthly PDD that we are looking at and covering right here. Oh, dadgummit. Can I edit it? Got to put a 0 after 160. Someone just said, how's DraftKings looking? I just covered it on the live stream. You're late, young Sheldon. Oscar. I think I should have Oscar on here. So that's PDD. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. JD. Okay, so someone asked for JD. JD is in a weekly squeeze. It's been in one for a minute. It also looks very bullish. Well, I mean, it looks like shit, but you like seeing things that look like shit and then start to catch a bid. Then it looks bullish. So it had this falling wedge right here. It got the breakout, just retested it, trying to move upside. It's been in a squeeze for a hot minute here on the weekly chart. So go to the daily. Here's that breakout here, rips upside, pulls back. So daily not looking too fine. Weekly chart I think looks decent. If China names do start to catch a bid, I would say look at BABA and PDD first over JD, but JD did get a little falling wedge break retest, and now it's just retesting your weekly EMAs and rejecting and closing underneath of it. But the last two weekly candles have really closed like green dojis, so two inside weeks, so would expect potential outside ripper hopefully at some point. But Baba, I mean, that looks fantastic. Love to see a nasty red candle like that and then a doji and a big green candle, especially when it looks kind of like a morning star. Those are always fun. So look at Baba's daily candles. They always look so freaking funny because of how much it always gaps up overnight. APP actually had a really good session on Friday. If you weren't looking at APP, had a really good session on Friday after the Ripper on Thursday. Just continuation. Ripper Thursday, pre-market continuation, and then Friday continuation. Looking great. So look at this weekly right here on APP. I think that looks good. So looking for some continuation over this 620 area on APP, get the move back up near 670, get another $50 push potentially. So I like it. I really do like this weekly on APP. Let me screenshot that. Soundhound, break, retest, break up higher, retest, still looking good, nothing too crazy. RGTI, I mean, that's a weekly evening star. I'd be looking to short the shit out of it. It looks like it wants to drop lower. I mean, that doesn't look good. Someone calls this ravioli stock. I think it's Jordan. Pretty sure he calls it the ravioli stock. Rigetti. So I'm going to set an alert for 34. If it breaks under 34, I'm going to short that shit to the ground. OKLO. Crazy weekly. Daily's back testing right now. Nothing too interesting. What's this? Microsoft. Okay. Microsoft. Microsoft's an interesting one. So I was looking at this Friday. I really do like Microsoft. I like this little rounded bottom right here. I think you could potentially articulate a weird looking cup and handle. And I like this other little rounded bottom that's put right here. I think Microsoft does look fairly decent here. I think the weekly still looking very strong. I love the weekly candlestick setup. Just has that resistance up there over the 530 going for 540s, but isn't a daily squeeze, has not flipped bullish, but this is the cool thing whenever I look at the daily squeezes. So for one, MACD was bearish, squeeze was bearish. So you would think we're going to go downside. What's fun is when it puts in that base and it doesn't fire downside and it consolidates sideways and it starts to curl back to the upside. When that happens, right, your MACD flips bullish, it remains in the squeeze, never fires downside, and now the squeeze starts to curl upside, and when it flips, like this one does right here, went from yellow to light blue, light blue, light blue, light blue, and then boom, fires, and you usually catch your big move later on. So looking for that squeeze to potentially flip bullish, go to the light blue side, get that push back up, 530, break, and then probably consolidate, and then hopefully you end up ripping straight through that. So Microsoft looks very good for a move to, whoopsies, where'd my chart go? Dadgummit, there we go. Microsoft, I think, looks very good for a move closer to 530. And then I think above 530 can be very, very good. So I'm going to set an alert for a 526 break on Microsoft to see if it gets continuation up to 530 and then see how it reacts at 530. I'm going to set an alert for potential downside at, we'll do 519 because that means it lost 520 cycle and it's coming back down to the daily 9. So we'll see how that works out because you could put a trend line here and I want to see if it continues to go sideways. If it ends up hitting this higher low, could give a good entry point by that time, but we'll see. But overall, I like that chart on Microsoft. Marvell. Higher high, higher low, Morningstar, Ripper. Daily is kind of whatever. Rejecting and putting in all those kind of lower highs. I say if it gets the Ripper above 85, 86, it gets daily candle closes above there. Looks really good. So I would just watch that. And if you mark these highs from over here, it's going to line up perfectly with where that support is right there. So those are the only two things that I would be watching on MRVL. So I'm actually going to set an alert for there, set an alert for there. So 85 and 80 bucks. See how that lines up? Is beautiful. Oracle. Would like to see Oracle come lower, honestly, and fill this gap. It just needs to break back underneath 269 and fill a little gap downside. Probably going to have a pit stop $10 lower and then see another 10, 12 bucks lower to fill that gap. But there is a daily gap to fill down here on Oracle. Other than that, not really too interested in this chart as of right now. Circle broke trend line, hit the equal low down here, is back testing trend line. So it's kind of decision time here for Circle. If Circle can break back above probably this 148, 150 area, looks good. The only thing I would say is if it rejects that, you're going to create a head and shoulders. If it bounces back up here, this is 150. If it rejects, you would then have your potential head and shoulders right there. So I'd be watching around again that 148, 150 area for potential rejection on Circle. Don't trade bull. Don't leave it at that. Don't trade bull. What is this? Uber. Trying to hold trend line, back testing. EMAs, nothing here on the daily. Weekly squeeze moving downside. It's in this freaking channel. It's the same channel from last week that I sent out. And it's just in this channel right here, back and forth, back and forth. So continue to watch Uba. I'm gonna set an alert for. I mean, I'm not even really interested in trading Uber, to be honest with you. Lyft. Now, Lyft looks a little bit better, I could say. It's trying. It's trying. So this looks no bueno. If it invalidates, it looks muy bueno. So that looks no bueno. But if it starts to push back above 21, I think that can look pretty good. I like the weekly candlestick setup right here. It's not as strong as I wish it would be, because I wish the weekly candle would close above 21. That would make me feel a little bit better. But if it does start to push back above 21, I think that can look very, very good for Lyft. So other than that, nothing really too interesting. CVS is at resistance right now. It's been on a really, really good run. You're going to see this resistance over here from January 2024. It is hitting there again. So look for a potential pullback here on CVS. See if we can get a move back down to like 78, 77 bucks. Last time it rejected this area, got a fat move straight back down, then another one. The stop went to 70 after testing that area. So you have a potential little double toppy area on CVS. LLY. Let's go look at this. Try and get a breakout. Let me pinpoint that a little bit better. Jesus. Who was drunk when they drew these trend lines? So LLY looking fairly decent here on the daily. Weekly needs a move above 835. If it can get the move above 835, I think that looks fairly decent. We do have that upper trend line right here that it is rejecting. The Lux Algo indicator classifies this as a descending broadening wedge. So if it can get a move back up to go retest the top of where that wedge would be, that'd be cool. That'd be around 875, 850. So potential like $50 move higher. That would be legitness. So there's that resistance. Your little SR flip zone here. Drag it over. You'll see how that works. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Rejection, rejection. Not a coincidence. Big fat green candle comes out right here. That is the Ripper from the Bulls giving it to the Bears. Long and strong. And then SR flip confirmation. They push this bad boy higher. They break it down, they retest, they reject and close underneath. You get to move back down. They do SR flip again right here. And now we are hitting the same spot once again. So I need some daily and weekly moves above right here. So keep that on watch. AFRM. God, I just rejected the same area again. I'm not really too interested in AFRM. Isn't a daily squeeze trying to move upside? It just has a lot of resistance as it gets closer to 80 every single time. CRM, it got the nice breakout finally above that, hit target fucking perfectly. I sold that position at the fucking high. That was beautiful. And it retraced it and put it straight back down to 255. So if it continues to hold here, looks good. See if it can. It's in a weekly squeeze. MACD's bullish after that move. So in my opinion, I think it still looks fantastic. Still keeps CRM on watch. AVGO looks good. This looks like a weekly bull flag right here. Nice ripper. Nice lower highs during this area of consolidation. And then beautiful break above it, retest, close the little green doji. Fantastic. So AVGO does look fairly decent here. I like it. Let's go to your daily. Draw this a little bit better. Isn't a daily squeeze for a hot minute. When I say hot minute, I mean hot minute. God, every single time that indicator right there at the top of my screen, every time that thing goes red in the green zone, or near the green zone, you just buy that shit every time. That's a nice bounce play every time. Recently just started using this indicator up here. And look, every time it gets up in the red zone, just sell that shit back down. Looking good. There is a gap to fill now on the daily after that move up. That's the only thing that's concerning. If it does fill that gap and pull back down to 346, that can be a great backtest entry to go long. So keep that on watch. Obviously, our DDT. I'm not sure if I took a screenshot of Reddit. Let me see. I did. I took a screenshot of Reddit. That was the... I think that was the weekly chart that I took. Yeah. And you have your daily gap fill right here on Reddit. And then again, that flow on the 250s for November 7th. Screenshot that. All right. Hey, 1 hour. Look at that perfectly. Someone said CMG. I'm just taking a look at it. Chipotle, Mexican Grill is my life. It's a good backtest entry for a long. I think this looks great. I think that looks great. I think your weekly candles look like shit. I like buying things though, and they kind of look like shit. Because look, risk to reward. I mean, look at this spot right here. Look at this beautiful zone right here. I mean, how do you not like want to try that long? Like after that fat red candle down right there, I think it looks great. I say fuck it, bro. 41 bucks holds, and they freaking they hold $41. Yeah, I like it. 41.30. I'm gonna set 2 alerts right there. So you got this little midpoint area right there. I'm gonna make that red, but those yellow lines I'm gonna set an alert. 41.30 and 41 bucks. Whatever 4-hour and daily candle closes above below that looks fairly decent for a downside or upside. Risk to reward currently is where it's sitting at. I think it looks great to go long. Again, because if I go long here, if it closes under 41, that's fucking risk. If it at least comes back up to 42 bucks, all these highs right there, where that target is, look at that. I mean, how do you not want to try that right there? The risk to reward ratio is 4.35. I mean, you're gonna risk losing $100 to make $435. You know, risk losing $250 to make $1,000. I mean, it is what it is. I think that looks great to try it. What was the indicator at the top of your screen a couple minutes ago? That's my special indicator. Did and can you look at Circle? I did. I did pull up Circle. Nothing too much on Circle. It needs to get above 148, 150. If it doesn't, it's probably going to create a head and shoulders and get smacked. Someone said MSTR. Someone said MDB. We'll look at those real quick and I'm going to bounce. MongoDB looks like a fat short right now. I mean, you gotta think, just okay, like that last chart for Chipotle, right? Chipotle is my life. MongoDB is a short. Every single time previous price action shows you this area gets tested, it's a fucking short. Dude, that's a shooting star, that's a shooting star, that's a shooting star, that's a shooting star. Every single time those shooting stars have came in, where does MDB go? Goes to there. So, I ain't no rocket scientist, but I know where to buy and sell shit in a stock market, and I would sell the shit out of that right there. And take that bad boy down to the mid 320s. And underneath that, come back down to this green zone. Nice find. I like this on MDB. Nice find. I like it. Now, if you were looking to go long, I apologize that I just shit all over you. But hopefully it was for a potential short. It isn't a daily squeeze, and look, it's trying to move upside. But it's been in a daily squeeze since September 24th. And it was downside, it flipped upside, and it still hasn't fired. And it could fire upside. It could absolutely pull back down to the midpoint, you know, come back down $10 and then bounce $10 back up and then fire upside, rip, and make new highs, right? That's absolutely a possibility. But looking at the chart right here, I mean, it's clear. It's clear as day. There is nothing more. Take every indicator, take everything else off your freaking chart. None of that shit matters, right? See past all of that bullshit and just put these two boxes and words on your screen, right? Draw a green box, draw a red box, support, resistance. You take puts up here, you take calls down here. You take puts up here, you target here, and you target here. You sell it. That's it. Comes down here to the support, you take calls. Where do you sell your calls? Right here in the middle, up here at the high end resistance. That's it. You do that over and over again until it is proven to be wrong otherwise. Because every single time so far with MongoDB, since it's entered into this at the beginning of September, if you were to do that every single time MongoDB goes under 310, take calls, your calls go up and it goes to 340. And every single time MongoDB goes to 340 on a daily chart and you take puts after exiting your calls, you sell that shit back down $30, $40, you're good. Like, just do that shit over and over again. Great chart. Appreciate you. Someone said MSTR. I hate trading MSTR. I don't mind looking at it. That looks terrible. That looks disgusting. I don't have anything on MSTR other than the fact that if it takes a $40, $50 dip, maybe try along. That's exactly what I was just about freaking about drawing on the chart. But look, it automatically does it for you. Yeah, this is the only thing I would watch is if you hit those lows here and hit these highs right here, it would have to clear whatever that spot is, like right here. It's like 360. And then here's that big freaking support down here I was talking about. It's like around like 240. Like, that's the only thing that kind of interests me on MSTR. There is a spot around here, like 327. If it breaks that trend line in 327, I think that can be a decent bull case for a breakout, and you'll get the move to 360. So you can get a $30 run on MSTR. But any pops up to here near 330 or to back testing daily EMAs, I mean, it would just be a short that shit back down. So nothing too much on MSTR there other than this. Live for moderator. I know. One must trade without bias. Arguments over price, usually due to difference in time frames. Yes, bulls. Someone said, I think I did shop. I think I said shop. There was nothing interesting on shop. It just looked very, very strong. Yeah, I mean, shop is, again, it's the opposite of MSTR. This is looking like a buy the dip every single time. Looks good. Look at that. Riding the weekly 9 over and over again, just buy the freaking dip. So, all right, that's a lot of charts. Let me go over to the premium Discord real quick while I'm here. Go ahead and put these in here. So we had Amazon, we have APP, we have AVGO, we have CRM, we have CVS, and MongoDB. We have our meta chart that we did. We have our Microsoft chart that we did. We have our Palantir chart that we did. We have our PDD chart. We have our RGTI chart. We have our TTD chart. And if I didn't already say Reddit, we have our Reddit chart. Charts posted above premium. Cool. All right. Well, I sent the PDD one. I'll go through the premium Discord over here for the charts. I mean, I did everything here for you guys live tonight, so I mean, it's all recorded anyways. Usually I do all of this shit by myself for like an hour, and then I find all the top ones that I like, and then I go send them to the premium Discord, and then it's usually like 10 or 15, and then I take like 5 of those, post them out on X for all the viewers, but didn't have time to do homework and really look at charts, so I wanted to do a quick little charting session with you guys here. So appreciate everyone who tuned in to the live stream. Jesus Christ, it's 10 o'clock. I need to go to bed. Who doesn't love a nice rounded bottom? I know, right? Doesn't look fantastic. Everybody loves a nice rounded bottom. So holy shit, guys, let's go. Hey, this is what we love to see for, you know, charting and education. You got 2,300 people listening and watching this live stream right now at fucking 10 p.m. Sunday night before our next trading session. That's awesome. So I appreciate everybody who tuned in to this live stream. I'll go through those charts and probably post 2 or 3 more, maybe on X. I sent that the P Diddy one, PDD stock out there for you guys already. Probably gonna do the RDDT as well, and then I'll find another one that looks pretty good. MongoDB was a decent one, and then I really do like Meta and Microsoft, so we'll see. I'll post those on X for the ones that didn't attend the session, they'll see my post with the charts later on. Hence why I do both. I'll send the charts as well. Also do the live stream covering the same ones because people won't tune into this. They'll just look at my post and get the notifications later on. So, all right. Love and appreciate you guys. Again, 2,300 people who tuned into this. Appreciate everyone who tuned into the live stream. Hopefully, you guys learned something from this, or just fun education, entertainment purposes, looking at charts and seeing how this trading week's going to go. We have FOMC this week, if I'm not mistaken, so going to be a fun week to trade. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, that's it, guys. For the people who aren't a part of the KC Trades Discord community, if you would like to be a part of the KC Trades Discord community, go to my link. If you're on YouTube, it should be in the description. If you're on X, it is in my bio. It'll take you straight to my Discord. Just hit the link tree. That's right there. It'll be the top one. It says Join KC Trades Premium, or just Discord. And it takes you to my Discord. The WAP store takes you, which is that link that is up there on the screen. That'll take you to my store currently, where you can get a 7-day free trial and come hang out with myself and my other amazing analysts. It is not just myself trading every single day in the Discord. I do live stream, live teach, and live trade every single day in the Discord in front of all of my members, but I do have other alert trade analysts in there for day trade and swing trading and for futures trading. So I do have a handful of other guys in there who are absolutely amazing, who provide some great value to the community. So if you're looking for a great trading and day trade, swing trade options, and futures trading community, again, just a bunch of fun, laughter. We have great conversations. We sing in the Discord when we're bored, and then we also just try to make as much money as we can every single day together. So if that sounds like the place for you, click that link. Get a 7-day free trial, see if it is, and then come hang out. $69 a month. You can use code KCT50 on the monthly, and it discounts it down to $50. That's it. And you're going to definitely get fucking 10 times your money's worth hanging out in the KC Trade Discord community for that. So come hang out with the team. We'd love to have you. We're almost at 9,000 people in the Discord. Let's get that 9,000 broke and go to 10,000 next. So we're also at 45.6K followers on X. And then again, we broke 2K subscribers on the YouTube channel. So that's fucking awesome. Love you guys. So avoid the scams. I'll never DM you first. That is true. Brando, we love you. I love you, Brando. Yes. Yes, let's have a great trading week. I will never DM you first on Discord. People are going to make fake KC Trades accounts. They're always out there. They're going to send you messages saying, thank you, Jordan, the KC Trades Discord community, blah, blah, blah. How's your trading going? Do you want to send me $1,000 in Bitcoin and I promise to turn it into $1 million? Yeah, that's not me. That's a scammer. So if you do join the Discord, you'll see my announcements channel. You'll see the free chat. If you're in the premium, you'll see the premium chat. You'll see my Discord profile fucking everywhere. If you click on it, it shows you my name. All the scammers, they change it. My name is KC Trade 777. If they put a period and an underscore, if they add an extra S for trades, if they put 4 7s instead of 3, they're doing everything they can to scam you guys and try to impersonate me. So they'll always DM you first. I will never DM you first. The only time I will ever DM you is if I'm actually having a conversation with you in the premium Discord chat channel or in the help support channel, and we're trying to figure out something that I can help you with. Then we will go to the DMs. But other than that, I'm never going to reach out and ask you how your trading is going and ask you to send me crypto or Bitcoin. That's a fucking scam. Don't ever click those links and don't send all those people crypto or Bitcoin money. Bunch of bullshit. So, all right. Everyone, have a great night. I will see the premium Discord team here live in the Discord for the live trading session tomorrow. I will be a speaker on Wolf Spaces as well in the morning on X. So you can always tune into that as well, but I will mainly be live streaming and live